Let an equal to bn plus 1 divided by bn, where b1 equal to 1, b2 equal to 1, and bn plus 2 equal to bn plus bn plus 1 for all natural number. Means this is the sum of previous two, then limit of an is. And limit is unique, so option only one option will be true here. Now you can check trial b1 equal to 1, b2 equal to 1, and bn plus 2 given by bn plus bn plus 1. From here, b3 will be b1 plus b2, and b1 is 1 plus 1 equals 3. b4 will be b2 plus b3, and b2 is 1 plus 3 is 4. Means bn is increasing rapidly. b3 is 3, b4 is 4, and b5 you can see here b3 plus b4. b3 is 3 and b4 is 4 is 7. So b5 is 7. So you can check bn increasing rapidly as n increase. Now an, this is an given by bn plus 1 divided by bn. Means this is nothing but quotient of previous two terms. Quotient of previous two terms of bn. Means next term divided by previous term consecutively. bn is defined like this. Now come to the solution. What is the limit of an? As limit of an will equal to limit of an plus 1. I use this one because we know the relation of bn plus 2, and I can use this one conveniently. So limit of an plus 1 can be written as bn plus 2 1 more divided by 1 less n plus 1, because an is bn plus 1 divided by bn. If n is, this is plus 1, then plus 1 here and plus 1 here, we obtain bn plus 2 divided by bn plus 1. So I use this one. And bn is given to us bn plus 1. Use here, it will be limit n tends to infinity bn plus 1 divided by bn. Now it will be limit n tends to infinity 1 plus bn divided by bn plus 1, and here in left hand side limit of an. As an is given to us bn plus 1 divided by bn, so take its reciprocal. So 1 upon an will be bn divided by bn plus 1. Use here. So I can use limit here also. Limit n tends to infinity 1 plus 1 upon an, or you can take outside. And limit of an is consider or let, you can understand. Consider or let limit of an is L. So this side L, 1 plus 1 upon L. It means L square equal to L plus 1. This implies L square minus L minus 1 equal to 0. This is a quadratic equation in terms of L. Now by quadratic formula, we will get plus minus B plus minus under root B square minus 4AC divided by 2. So this gives you 1 plus minus square root of 1 plus 4 divided by 2, and this is 1 plus minus root 5 divided by 2. 1 plus root 5 divided by 2 in option A. Now in option A, negative and positive is given to us. Now as Bn is positive term series, so An or limit of An will be positive. We know root 5 is 2 point something because root 4 is 2. So root 5 will be greater than 2. So 2 point something, and 1 minus root 5 divided by 2. This cannot be answer because this is negative value. So positive, we can choose option D is right. Let Sn equal to 1 plus 1 upon factorial 1 plus 1 upon 2 factorial plus and so on up to 1 upon n factorial for n is coming from set of natural number. Then which one of the following is true for the sequence Sn? Option A is Sn is converges in Q. Sn is a Cauchy sequence but does not converge in Q. Option C is the subsequence Skn is convergent in R only when K is even natural number. Option D is Sn is not a Cauchy sequence. We have to tell about in all four options about Sn. And Sn is 1 plus 1 upon factorial 1 plus 1 upon 2 factorial plus and so on up to 1 upon n factorial. And we use Sn. Sn is nothing but sequence of partial sum SOPs. And we test sequence of partial sum for series. And this particularly, this series is 1 upon n factorial. A series said to be convergent if its sequence of partial sum converges at the same point. Series will converge at same point where sequence of partial sum convergent. As we know that e raised to the power x 1 plus x square upon 2 factorial plus s cube upon 3 factorial and so on up to x raised to the power n factorial and so on. So e raised to the power 1 or e will be 1 upon 1 plus 1 upon 1 factorial plus 1 upon 2 factorial plus and so on. So this sequence of partial sum which is given to us is nothing e. This sequence of partial sum which is given to us, this is e, means this series is convergent to same number e. And we know that e is irrational because in option A, Sn converges in Q. So option A discard here because Sn is convergent not in Q. Option B, Sn is a Cauchy sequence. Every convergent sequence is a Cauchy. Convergence implies Cauchy. So Sn is a Cauchy because it convergent but does not converges in Q. So option B is right choice. The subsequence S n, the subsequence of Sn is convergent in R only when k is even natural number. The subsequence sk raised to the power n, this subsequence is convergent in R only when k is even natural number? No, because of only. If a sequence is convergent, then it's all subsequence, either for natural or odd, even, odd, and whatever. All subsequences will convergent and they will converge at same number. But by the word only, this option C is discard. Sn is not a Cauchy sequence because Sn is a convergent sequence and every convergent sequence is a Cauchy. So option D discard by the word not. So only B option is true here. Let ABC are reals, which of the following values of ABC do not result in the convergence of this series? Option A is mod A less than 1, B coming from real and C is also A equal to 1, B greater than 1 and C is any real, A equal to 1, B greater than equal to 0 and C less than 1, A greater than minus 1, B greater than equal to 0 and C greater than 0. The beauty of this question, it seems sometimes hard if you are going to approach this question in general. Why this question is hard or asked in this type of typical question in exam? Because every exam, either in India or in foreign countries or international countries, most of exams are time bound. And in time bound exam, some question are very easy, means basic concept, and some question are tricky to balance the time of the question paper and maintain the student rank. If you are going to solve this problem in general, then you may lead a wrong answer, because if you choose, you can say options A, B, C, D, values of A according to option A, if you took negative, then this is alternating series. It will be alternating series when A is less than 1, particularly A equal to minus half. And you have many results for positive term series, and for alternating series you have either Leibniz test or one or two more tests to justify or solve this problem. So whenever you are going to see this type of problem in exam, always try to solve this type of problem by discarding option. So take one by one option and try to choose correct option. This is a series n equal to 3 to infinity a raised to the power n raised to the power b, and log e n raised to the power c. Always make this term in numerator 1, and you can make numerator 1 if you choose equal to half, as in option we are first solving option A, if equal to half, and b and c are any real number. So b equal to 1, because easiest number we always choose whenever we are free, either 0 or 1. B equal to 1 and suppose c equal to 0, then this series will be 1 upon 2 raised to the power n into n. This is the series, and it will be less than or equal to 1 upon 2 raised to the power n, and this is geometric series. This is geometric series when you apply summation on both sides, and it will be convergent. So option A discard here, because we have, if you apply ratio test, root test, or condensation test, whatever the test, they are for positive term series, and always try to solve, make numerator 1 in option B, because I got option A wrong. Now come to option B, A equal to 1, B greater than 1, and C is an real number. So again, choose A equal to 1, it is perfect. B greater than 1, so particularly B take 2, and say suppose 0 or 1. So C is 0, then summation 1 upon n square, and this is convergent. By comparison test, given series will be convergent. So option B is discard, because we want values of ABC such that they do not lead this series to a convergent series. Now A and B is not our right choices. Now come to option C, value of A is 1, B greater than 0 or equal to 0, and C less than 1. I'm going to take this problem on next page so you can see better. For option C, A is 1, then 1 upon n, and B is greater than equal to 0, then take B. A is 1, B equal to 2, and C is less than 1. C is less than 1, so you can take C equal to 0. So series we obtain like this, and this is convergent, but we want not convergent. So this may be right, or you can choose value of B like that. If B is 1, uh, if I choose B is 1, then this will be like this, means summation 1 upon n, and we know that this series is divergent, and by comparison test, this series is divergent. So asked about convergence, do not convergence, so it may be right, it may be right now, or do not. So if I got a single values of ABC which are not leading this problem convergent or leading to a divergent, then we are fine. So option C will be true. Now you can check option D, value of A is -1, then again it will be a, this series will be alternating series, value of B greater than equal to 0 and C greater than 0. So -1 raised to the power n, B is greater than equal to 0, so take value of B is 1 for option D, and value of C you can take C again 1. So this is alternating series -1 raised to the power n log n. It is alternating series, and after making terms positive, it will convert into positive term series, and the nth term of this positive term series will be 1 upon n log n, and this is less than equal to 1 upon n, and this is divergent, or you can say, because log n less than n for all n greater than 2, then 1 upon log n will be greater than 1 upon n. So you can take n square, and this is convergent. This is convergent. So by comparison test, it will be convergent. So option D is also saying convergent. So only option C is right one. An equal to 1 plus 1 upon n, and n is coming from set of natural. Then the sum of the series, this n is from 1 to infinity minus 1 raised to the power n plus 1, an plus 1 divided by n factorial. We have to find sum of this series. Whenever we need to find sum of the series, many techniques are using partial sum technique, or directly expand this expansion and get a expression. Either few terms cancel out, or we got an expansion like e raised to the power x 1 plus x raised to the power n, or log x. These types of expansion if we got, then we can directly get the sum of the series. Here this is alternating series. So to find its sum of the series, an is given as 1 n plus 1 upon n, and expression for series is minus 1 raised to the power n plus 1, and is running from 1 to infinity a n plus 1 upon n factorial. As an used here, so what is a n plus 1? It will be n plus 1 plus 1 upon n plus 1. Use this in this series. It will be summation n running from 1 to infinity minus 1 raised to the power n plus 1, n plus 1 plus 1 upon n plus 1 divided by n factorial. Now distribute summation as normally we do. Summation n running from 1 to infinity minus 1 raised to the power n plus 1, n upon n factorial, plus summation n equal to 1 to infinity minus 1 raised to the power n plus 1 upon n factorial, plus summation n equal to 1 to infinity 1 upon n plus 1, and this factorial in denominator also. Now put the values of n. For this it will be, so you can cancel out this one, and it will become n minus 1 factorial. Now put the value of n. When n equal to 1, then 0 factorial is also 1. So 1 minus 1 upon 1 factorial plus 1 upon 2 factorial when n is 3 minus 1 upon 3 factorial and so on. Now for this one, minus 1 upon 1 factorial plus 1 upon, first term will be positive and second term will be negative, 1 upon 2 factorial plus 1 upon 3 factorial minus 1 upon 4 factorial, and this one will be when n is n equal to 1, or you can observe what is this. This is nothing but n plus 1 factorial. So minus 1 raised to the power n plus 1 will also be there. So when n is 1, first term is positive. So 1 upon 2 factorial plus next term will be negative, 1 upon 3 factorial plus 1 upon 4 factorial minus and so on. So you can see here, this is negative factorial 1 and this is positive. This is positive and this is negative. So entire all these terms cancel out by this term. Only first term will remain here and this one also. So 1 plus 1 upon 2 factorial minus 1 upon 3 factorial plus 1 upon 4 factorial and so on. This is 1, and what is 8? This is e raised to the power minus 1, and minus 1 is not here, so it will be e raised to the power minus 1 is 1 minus 1 upon 1 factorial plus 1 upon 2 factorial. So these two terms we need to add and subtract. So minus 1 plus 1. So it will cancel out. So 1 plus E inverse will be our right choice. 1 plus E inverse is option D. So option D is correct option. Suppose alpha, beta and gamma are real numbers. Consider the following system of linear equation: x plus y plus z equal to alpha, x plus beta y plus z equal to gamma, and third one equation is x plus y plus alpha z equal to beta. Then if this system has at least one solution, then which of the following statement is are true? Is are true, it means one or more options may be right here. As x plus y plus z equal to alpha, so I write augmented matrix 1 1 1 alpha, 1 beta, 1 gamma, 1 1 alpha, beta. This is augmented matrix. and this is matrix A before this line, and if we join column B, then AB read as augmented matrix. A system has a solution if coefficient matrix. This matrix A is known as coefficient matrix because here the numbers are coefficients of the variable x, y, z. So matrix A, coefficient matrix A, it means its rank is equal to rank of augmented matrix. For a solution, it is necessary rank of coefficient matrix should be equal to rank of augmented matrix. If solution will be unique, then this will equal to number of variable, but this is not the condition here, so there is no need to write here. Only this is necessary and sufficient condition for a system has a solution. So we have to find a relation between alpha, beta and gamma so that we can tell about the values of these used constant. Also, we can understand this problem system has a solution if this column matrix or column vector B is in the linear combination of column A, or we can say in another words B is range space of A. So there are three equivalent statements we can say about the solution. So reduce this matrix to find the solution. So I write again 1 1 1 alpha, 1 beta, 1 gamma, and matrix is 1 1 alpha beta. Apply elementary row operation to reduce this system. It will be 1 1 1 alpha, 0 beta minus 1, 0 gamma minus alpha, and 0 0 alpha minus 1 and beta minus alpha. This is equivalent matrix after elementary row operation. So come to the options. If options is not given to us, then system has solution when rank of coefficient matrix equal to augmented matrix. If we got a row of the type 0 0 0 and this is non-entry non-zero entry, then system has no solution because for this, because this is the row before the row of the coefficient matrix, so its rank will be one less, but this is leading entry in augmented matrix, so it will rank of augmented matrix will differ from the coefficient matrix. So if anyhow we get the row of 0 0 0 equal to non-zero number, then system has no solution. So for solution, if options is not given to us, then system has solution for either both entry is 0, last both entry are 0, or these are alpha minus 1 is equal to non-zero value and beta minus alpha may be any. So because option come to the option A, if alpha equal to 1, if alpha equal to 1, then this entry will be 0 in last entry in coefficient matrix. So this entry should be 0. If this is not 0, then system has no solution, but it is the given condition system has solution. So if alpha equal to 1, then beta minus alpha must equal to 0. It means beta equal to alpha and alpha is 1. So beta is 1 and put beta equal to 1 here. So this entry will be 0. So this is 0 0 0 0 0 0 and gamma minus 1. So gamma must be 1. Otherwise, if gamma minus 1 is equal to non-zero number, then this augment, because make this row, make third row above in place of row 2, and coefficient matrix and augmented matrix will have differ rank. So it is necessary, if alpha equal to 1, then gamma equal to 1. So option A is right here. Now come to option B. If beta equal to 1, if beta equal to 1, then second row will be 0 0 0 and gamma minus alpha. So this should equal to 0, gamma minus alpha should equal to 0. So gamma equal to alpha. So option B is also true. Otherwise, if gamma minus alpha not equal to 0, then this is the row of the 0 0 type, 0 0 0 and non-zero value. And I already explained this why having not solution. So option B is true. If beta is not equal to 1, then alpha equal to 1. If beta is not equal to 1, either in case, I will change the color of the pen. If beta is not equal to 1, either here or here, then there is no necessary condition alpha should equal to 1, because this entry will be, last entry will be 1 minus or any non-zero value minus alpha, and alpha equal to 1. If alpha equal to 1, then system has no solution. So this condition is not true for a solution. So option C, as I wrote here, D, so it is option C. This is option C. And in option D, if gamma equal to 1, if gamma equal to 1, then system implies that alpha equal to 1. If gamma equal to 1, it means here should be entry 1, 1 minus alpha, and alpha equal to 1, then this is 0 entry. So it is not necessary. If gamma equal to 1, then alpha equal to 1. Alpha may be any value, but this entry should be 0, beta minus 1. So only option A and B are true, and option C and D are true either in the case if beta is equal to 1, then alpha take any value, or if gamma is equal to 1, as in option D, then there is no necessary alpha should be 1. So C and D are false here. Correct options are only A and B.